Happy Halloween to all you wonderful happy people out there. Thank you for joining me today. We are heading into our last two episodes of our hauntingly good reads. We do still have one more for next week, and I'll tell you more about that at the end of today's show. But for right now, if you are a fan of fae magic with a little bit of intrigue and a subplot of romance, I think you're going to love today's author. She wrote the Scottish Scrolls Trilogy, and we're talking about all three of her books today. Now, the first two are already out and available online, and the third one is coming soon. So be sure to go check out her website and sign up for her mailing list so you'll be sure to know when that last book drops. But for now, let's get right to today's interview. But be sure to stick around to the very end today because, of course, as always, we have a few announcements, but I am going to keep it short because today's interview did go a lot longer than it usually does. But it was just so much fun, I couldn't help myself. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get right to today's interview. Please welcome to Book Banter with Dianne Burckhardt, K.T. Anglehart. Now, usually the way that we like to start these out is just to have my guest tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Hey everyone. Yeah, I love talking about myself. No, I'm kidding. So, so my name is Katie Anglehart. I'm a writer of young adult urban fantasy. I love witchy tales. I've always been attracted to magic and mysticism, and I try to weave as much of that as possible into my stories. And I don't know what else you would like to know about me, but I'll hand it over to you.
One thing that is unique about you is that you actually do have a degree in journalism, in script writing, and an MFA in creative writing. You actually studied for this career.
I did. Not that I knew I would be writing this many books right now. I think I just knew I would want it to be in the storytelling world. So at first I said, okay, well, the practical choice would be to be a journalist. I knew I wanted to write for a living, but like kind of deep into the program, I was like, I don't think this is what I want to be doing. As much as I really appreciated the program and had an amazing experience, I left there thinking, no, 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 it's got to be way more make believe and creative than this. So I actually, like, in the middle of that program, I kind of needed a mental break and I went to study script writing. And that was just so much fun. Like, that's where I learned story structure and character development and just writing the wittiest dialogue and learning from professors who had done it and had the best wisdom. So that was really motivating. I just kind of left there thinking I will write scripts someday. And I had left there with scripts as well and started querying for fun. And I just love that world. But at the same time, I had books in my head. So that's where the master's in creative writing came in and studied that. And I actually made my thesis project, my first book. So I'm always kind of like, there's the stories are always bouncing around in my head. I definitely have scripts on my desktop locked away for the perfect time to to open that up again. But right now it's all about the books.
If your books ever get opted for doing something like Netflix or, full movie, would you push to write your own screenplay?
Ooh, I mean, I would love to be involved. I like an outside perspective, but I would like to have the kind of story editor voice in it. I'm okay not sitting down and writing it because the source material is there. I'm okay with those who are more experienced in it doing it, but I would want to be involved. I wouldn't want to just like get the rights taken from me and like, hey, bye, we're running with this, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. And a lot of times, some of the authors, they opt for like a co-author where they can work with the scriptwriter.
I would love that. And I know it's a tough industry, and I think they do hire veteran script writers. So I understand if they'd be like, no, we got someone for this. But naive me wants to be like, yeah, I want to co write this with you, of course.
Mhm. I think that would be just an absolutely amazing learning experience.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, it's so different the way you tell a story in a script. Yeah, there's so much you're relying on in terms of not just dialogue, like visuals. We were taught also just to watch a film or a TV show and appreciate how there hasn't been a word said for like 10 minutes. We
Mhm.
were shown things like that. That's something you're not really thinking much about when you're writing a book because you're in the protagonist's head, or maybe you're switching perspective, or there's a lot of action. And yeah, it's just a very different type of storytelling, and I love it. And of course, then there are those scenes with the dialogue is like everything, like a Gilmore Girls show,
Yeah.
and that is just, oh, I love it. I love when a dialogue like sparkles like that. It's just, I'm really into dialogue. Like I try to be witty too in my books. I think it's fun.
And that seems to be one thing that a lot of authors have a problem with is they usually talk about how they're not sure that they're getting authentic dialogue until somebody reads it out loud for them and they can hear it spoken. And then they're like, oh, that sounds a little off. And then they go back and tweak it. Do you ever have like these second guesses, or have you gotten enough experience that it pretty much has become just muscle memory for you?
Oh, I have to say the dialogue portion is probably my strongest, and I've gotten feedback about that from the very beginning. Where I'm a little bit weaker is always the description, and I mean weaker not in the final product because it ends up coming together, but in my initial like writing and my initial drafts, I'm kind of like ugh description, so it's like more effort for me. It's like I rewrite that quite a bit. Like I go back and do that quite a bit. But the dialogue, I have to say, is the one where I'm not really second guessing. I don't really get that feedback of like, this doesn't sound realistic. I try to put the ums in. I try to put like the words a teenager would use in. Even if it's sort of a little incorrect, it's like, no, well, that's how I would say it. They're going to say gonna. She's going
Hmm.
to say gonna. She's not going to say going to.
Yeah.
That's just how. And then there's the back and forth and the wit and like that part. I think I'm confident in.
Whenever you're writing, do you have any interesting little writing quirks that you're trying to correct, but it's kind of just amusing that you still do it?
Oh, cool. Like, what's an example of that?
Okay, I can tell you one of mine. I don't write contractions. For some
Oh,
reason, I know when I'm speaking, I say contractions, but when I'm writing, I never write a contraction. It's
are
always
you?
cannot,
Hmm.
should not. It never crosses my mind to write a contraction. So I have to go put those in when I do my first edit.
I think is that a schooling thing? Maybe were you taught like in early grade levels?
No, honestly, I think it's a brain damage thing. I think
Oh,
it's just gone from my brain now.
I mean, it's kind of interesting to do that because it allows you to go back and look at the dialogue differently.
It's one of those things where it's just some weird little quirk that I don't know why it does that. And I'm just always wondering if other people have similar kind of quirks.
So let me think. I do a
Do
lot of, and I have to take them out now more because AI and stuff. Like people are like, "Oh my gosh, you use dem dashes," but I really do use a lot. I've always been the type to use dashes because I used to read like when I was younger. I used to read even older type books or a
Mhm.
bit more historical. I don't know. You see the M dashes kind of everywhere. I just got used to it. So now I got to tone them down. So that's a thing I do. Ellipses. No, I don't know what else. I guess like I don't do many dialogue tags and stuff and then I'll go back and do those, but that might be kind of a normal writing thing.
And I think that's so sad. I've had so many authors tell me that they've started removing M dashes. It's like it's proper language.
It's so proper and I love it. And you need it for emphasis. I understand overloading because it is true. I've been told like ChatGPT just puts them in there and inappropriately or whatever. But no, when you need an M dash, just go ahead and put an M dash.
It's like an I love M dashes. They have a purpose.
And I love a semicolon. My editor actually removes a lot of semicolons that I put in, and I'll just like reject some of her
Yeah.
eliminations. Sorry, Rachel. It's just that I really like them. I'm like, I like a connector. Like,
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe you don't always need it, but I'm that type of person, I guess.
And a lot of times those things are very conscious choices. They're there for a reason.
Absolutely. Ooh, it just started thundering. I don't know if you hear that.
Oh,
My
wow.
windows are
Yeah, I can
open.
hear that. And since this is going to be a Halloween show, this is perfect because
Oh,
your
perfect.
show is airing on October 29th.
Oh my God, so fitting also for my story. It's my first book actually ends on Samhain, Halloween. It's like it
Perfect.
kind of leads up to that. That's really awesome. I love it.
Oh, nice. This worked out great.
My rabbits are looking at me like, can you just close the window?
You have said before that travels that you have taken through Ireland and Scotland inspired your story. What moment or place from your journeys actually sparked your idea for your first book, The Wise One?
The idea sparked before I left for Ireland. So I kind of dragged my husband on our honeymoon to Ireland and Scotland.
Good
But
place
I
to
knew
go.
absolutely. Well, he actually had an interest too. I was like, yeah, actually I've always wanted to go to that part of the world too, of course. So I've always known I needed to go there. It was always like in my head, like when I kind of had the idea of the book, I knew it would take place in Ireland to start, and then it would journey to Scotland. But I didn't have the story fleshed out or anything. So when I was traveling, that's basically like a lot of the plot came out because of the folklore I'd heard or just the beautiful settings I was like witnessing, and the tour guides and I would speak to about like everything about culture, about the history of the land and all the Neolithic sites. There's like so rich in Neolithic history. It's absolutely insane.
Hmm.
So a lot of that like kind of unfolded as I was like taking notes madly on tours and stuff. A lot of it helped the plot along, especially for the first book.
I know that first one kind of blends New Age mysticism with ancient prophecy. How did you research and balance those so that the magic actually felt authentic rather than fantastical?
I guess there's that paranormal aspect, right? So there are definitely spirits. There's the introduction to fairies, but not maybe not in the sense that you read them in like high fantasy books today.
Hmm.
So I guess I've always read new age books, and when I was younger I was always interested in like witchy stuff, like watching
Hmm.
Charmed and then reading Harry Potter. So I'd read stuff about witchcraft. So all of that knowledge and stuff I'd read and stuff I sort of like, I still believe that there are things that we don't see that exist. That I'm both. I'm like very like reliant and science minded, but I'm
Hmm.
also really open to mysticism and the unexplained.
Yeah.
So all of that just sort of culminates. And when I'm writing this, I want it to feel like, oh, this could actually happen. This, I don't know, I'm trying to find an example. Being an empath, for instance, that's just one of her abilities, McKenna, the protagonist, and she sort of feels what other people are feeling. And that's just like a small example of it, but it's something that, you may speak to someone and they say, oh yeah, I feel like I'm an empath, so like
Hmm.
that sort of thing.
So while you were writing this first book, was there anything that took shape in the story that actually even surprised you?
Oh yes. Oh my oh my gosh, yes. I'm a very very loose outliner. So I'll do it because I know I need to start off knowing that the book is going somewhere. I'm
Hmm.
not just sitting there going, "Oof, this is just like a muddled mess." So I do always encourage you when I give talks and stuff. I encourage do your rough outline, just do it. Don't worry about how much it changes. But absolutely, I would like end up somewhere I didn't expect, especially if you start to get to know your main character really well. And like in the second book, it was a lot more surprises than I thought. I was like, oh, well, she's going to do this. Yeah, because she would. And then that changes this. And then this is going to happen. So absolutely, it does. And I think a lot of writers will agree that they're surprised by their characters sometimes.
Now, was there anything that triggered the second book, or was it just a continuation of what you'd already thought of for the first?
It was definitely a continuation. It had to conclude because the first one ends on a cliffhanger, but there are still many. Like, so the second one is definitely longer and has a lot more magic. So there are definitely things that I read deeper about, like elementals and stuff like that, that I wanted to integrate into the second one. And the second one also takes place in Scotland. So everything that I learned being there, and I really wanted to make it jump off the page. I wanted it to feel rich in environment and in history, and of course the little jokes you hear, the little colloquial phrases. And Scotland is one of my favorite places on the planet. Like I've been 3 times now, so
Oh, wow.
it was just yeah, it was so important for me to get it right. Yeah.
I'm one of those people that I absolutely love and hate cliffhangers on books.
Uh
I
huh.
love them because I love that heart stop. You're like, no, I want more story. But it's also keeping me with anticipation for the next one.
I
It's
would
like,
not advise people to do this and ever. So I finished your thought, and then I have a story for you about my cliffhanger.
see, but the thing is, though, that only works whenever you have a series that you know that you're going to complete, that
Hmm.
the answer to that cliffhanger is going to be there fairly soon. Otherwise, your readers are going to be getting very antsy, wanting to know the answer to that cliffhanger.
Yes, so you got it exactly. Like you can easily lose your readers if it takes you too long to publish the next book. So for those who want to write cliffhangers, I would advise actually writing the sequel to the book before publishing the first, so that if your first book ends on a cliffhanger, you can actually do a quicker release. I didn't. I took quite a long time to write the second one. I think I took 3.5 years,
Oh.
uh 3 years or something. Yeah, exactly. I'm really, it was new to me. I was doing everything kind of myself, and yeah, I was warned by my mentor because, as I said, my first book was my thesis project, and she's like, "You're ending it on a cliffhanger," and she wanted to kill me, and I'm like, "I have to. I just have to." She's like, "No, you really don't." I'm like, "Yeah, you don't understand. There's a whole other book to conclude this." She's like, "Not a good idea."
Well, okay, if it makes you feel any better, the historical fiction series that I wrote, it was 7 books. They were novellas, they were short. They are a cliffhanger series. Every single book ends on a cliffhanger.
Wow. Oh,
And
but
then,
now they're all available, so it's
yeah, now they
genius.
are.
Yeah. So how long between each one did you wait to release?
Some of them were about a year, some of them were a little bit less, some of them were a little bit more. It just kind of
That's pretty
depended
good.
on what was going on in my life. But I did get all 7 books out. And whenever I started the next book, I would go back a little bit in the story and show the ending from a different point of view.
Oh, I love this.
So it
That's
like
so,
rewrote the cliffhanger.
what a great device there. Genius.
And those things are so much fun to write. I love doing those. And I based it off of the old serial short movies that they used to show in theaters before the main feature, like The Lone Ranger, those kinds of
Okay.
shows. That's where I got the idea for it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
So
that's great. I love the idea of switching perspectives just enough to give the reader something extra, just more information or more depth into that character. I do
mhm.
switch perspectives. I try not to do it often because it is annoying if you're always jumping around people's heads, but I do enjoy that. Like one of my favorite people to write through, I don't know
Mhm.
how to say, is one of my main characters' dads. He's like a typical Dubliner, and he has a great sense of humor, a little pessimistic and so funny. And I just feel really connected to him. It's really odd.
I love that though. And I so get that. One of my favorite things to do is have somebody who in one book just seems like an absolutely horrible person that has no redeeming qualities. And then you switch perspective and you see that a lot of reasons the things that they do is they're trying to be nice to people by being
There
mean
you
to
go.
them. They think that they're helping them more by keeping that distance.
Yes,
And if you don't switch that perspective, you're never going to know that information. You just think that's a horrible person with no redeeming qualities.
exactly. That's a one-dimensional character. Yeah.
Yeah, then you find out maybe that is the person who actually cares most about everyone around them.
I know. I love that. I guess that's a bit of this Professor Snape effect, if you want
Yeah,
to.
exactly. That's a good
Yeah.
way to put it.
No, I love that. And I love a morally gray protagonist. Like, yeah, I just like love complex characters. And she's definitely not just like the evil monster, one-dimensional villain that so many fantasies used to have. I think now people are being really creative with their villains, and it's awesome.
Mhm.
Like there's so much nuance, and they're much more complex. And I love that. Like yeah.
Yeah, villains can sometimes be more fun to write than the hero or the heroine.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I love a redeeming story line also. I don't know, redeeming arc. It's great.
Yeah. So your
Redemption arc. Yeah.
so now your first book was The Wise One, and the second book is The Twin Flame. So what is
Yeah.
coming next?
Yes, so the third and final in the trilogy is called The Eight Gateways, and there's way more magic. As each book progresses, the fantastical aspects definitely come out. So it's way more magical. And in this third one, it's pretty much, do we save humanity or do we just let it die? And this is the due date for the world to end,
Yeah.
kind of thing. It's like a lot of pressure, high stakes. It's really it's really fun. I loved writing it, and I didn't expect I would, because I was of course very nervous concluding a series, doing it justice and
hmm
making all the characters come around to where they deserve their stories to end. And and I think it's my favorite one.
Was there anything that you were thinking while you're putting this series together? Gosh, I really want to get this into the storyline somewhere, but somehow it just didn't work with what came out.
That happens a lot when I try to sneak in a folkloric tale, like something I've heard that I'm like, oh, this myth is so cool. It's so interesting. I'd love to integrate it. And then it just doesn't fit anywhere. That has happened. That's happened like in each of the books.
What about writing a little companion novelette or booklet with the folklore that you couldn't get in there?
Oh, that's a very high possibility. Yeah, that's great.
That could be a quick little companion that could be like a lead magnet.
That's a great idea. Yeah, I'd have to see honestly how I feel. I think I could come back to that though eventually because I love my characters so much and I love this world so much. And I'm so fascinated by the folklore that, yeah, I think I would do that. Probably not right away.
Which do you think is more intriguing to you? The characters like Faye or just the general magical element?
Oh, I love the characters. Yeah, I would say I love the characters, but I mean, it's that's a hard one to answer because anything with magic in it, I'm like just attracted to. So
Hmm.
yeah, the Fae are really interesting because I think they're portrayed really differently in most fantasy books. They're just like these, a lot of the time they're like kind of sex symbols or whatever. Like they're, and this is not what I'm doing. I love that in at least an esoteric theory and stuff. They're nurturing the earth and they're actively like helping Mother Nature. So
Hmm.
that's the angle I use. And I think that's what I love so much about the stuff I've dived into. Like there's a different spin on it. And I guess that has to do with the entity itself, like the thing itself, you know?
And it sounds like in your trilogy that Mother Nature does need a little bit of help. Seems like through the story, she kind of suffers a bit.
Absolutely. It's a main theme, yeah. So it does take place in 1991 through 1992. So it's at a time when it's pivotal and there's a lot to pay attention to, but maybe the world isn't quite paying enough attention to it yet. And yeah, and then she kind of gets inside information that it's heading towards a huge decline. So that's where everything could shift if done right, if it all works out. So I can't say more than that. But yeah,
Was that idea planned from the very beginning, or did it evolve through the story?
it evolved for sure, but the one of the themes I knew even before everything was fleshed out was nature and the danger was put in because like my at first my thesis was more about environmentalism and I didn't know what I was doing. Then I was like, well, what if I sort of integrate the importance of tending to Mother Nature like through a story? And at first it was kind of like a kid story, and I'm like, oh, I'm really bad at writing for children. That's not going to work. And then that theme just grew into this storyline. So I think that's how it kind of came to be. And then it just, of course, it evolved because everything we're hearing in the news too, like I kind of just, I think it's important to integrate that into fiction so that
Hmm.
we can just like get that message across in a different part of our brains and just, okay, yeah, this is really happening. This is important. How can we pay attention to it?
And there is a long history of passive learning in fiction where people do put important political, environmental, religious themes within their books to get that message across without preaching or teaching.
Exactly. I thankfully I never got the feedback that I was preaching. Thankfully, because that was a fine line. I was afraid of that at first, but
Hmm.
yeah, absolutely. And there's even some politics because at the time it's taking place during the Troubles, where there's that huge war in Northern Ireland. So that's like a very violent backdrop that's going on, and so there is some politics in there. And yeah, it's all kind of difficult and delicate to navigate, especially if you weren't in it and
Hmm.
you want to be like, I made sure to speak to those who were or who studied it, who were native to Northern Ireland, like just to make sure that I got the situation correct because it was super complex. There's all these things that are, I think, are important. If you're feeling compelled to tell a certain story, I think it's important you don't shy away from it, but heavily, heavily, heavily do the research, especially if that's not your background.
Now, you also have a little bit of love and betrayal spread throughout the story.
Yeah, there's a little romantic subplot for sure. Our lovely and mysterious Killian. He's the dark hair, suave Irishman who seems as though he's helping our protagonist McKenna, and he has an agenda of his own.
Hmm.
Hmm. It's a lot of fun. I loved writing his lines too. It's so fun. It's great. Who doesn't love a little betrayal?
And without giving too much of that away, though, does it end in a satisfactory way?
Oh, that's giving it away, does isn't it?
Say, well, because satisfactory doesn't necessarily mean that they run off into the sunset or, maybe he deserves to be smacked down and she does. I mean, it could have many different meanings.
Let's just say the each book ends differently. Each with him, like the situation with Killian. Each book has a different ending, I would say, and then the third one will finally see whether all ends well for him.
He eventually grows into his true self.
Perhaps he does, yes, or you will see. But I guess if you like a happy ending, yeah, you've come to the right person. I do love a happy ending, so I don't think you have to worry too much about being disappointed in terms of character arcs. And I'm kind of I'm a cheese ball.
That's fun, though. Those are the good ones to read. Now, you obviously have a good education with your journalism and script writing and your MFA in creative writing, but you also study languages. How many languages do you speak?
Oh, I didn't really study like so it's kind of just integrated in like my upbringing. So I'm from Montreal and we just grow up speaking French and English because it's a French speaking place.
Hmm.
And I'm Italian, like my family's Italian. So I also grew up only speaking Italian until I was like maybe 4 or 5 years old
Oh, wow.
with yeah with my especially the aunts and uncles and the grandparents because my grandparents didn't speak English, so that was just part of the deal, so and then the half the 3.5 languages that you see there, the point 5 is Spanish. That's the one that I studied separately like in school, I love Spanish, and I find it's the easiest language to learn if you know a bit of Italian, if you know a bit of French. Like
Hmm.
it's actually it's a very clear, like just clear rules, and it's beautiful. And so I keep trying to practice it. I don't have anyone around me to practice with, but I try to upkeep it. So yeah, that's where the languages come from.
So now seems the perfect time to do our 5 quick questions that never turn out to be quick, but I just
No,
really like doing it, so I keep on doing it.
I'll do my best to answer quick.
Question 1. If animals could talk for one night each year, which animal would you be sure to go have a chat with, and what would you talk about?
Okay, sorry, follow-up question. So as in an animal species or a specific animal as in one of your pets?
It could be either.
I mean, I'd have to say Nessie, my dog. I'd have to, because as much as I think I could read her mind and I understand most of what she wants with a look or just like a little rough,
Hmm.
then yeah, I would still want to know everything she's thinking, because
Hmm.
I just wish I could tend to her in every possible way. And she's this little mutt, and I would love to know where she came from. She's a rescue from Puerto Rico. I would love to know like what happened,
Hmm.
why she gets traumatized by loud beeps, that sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Whenever the batteries run out in your fire alarms, does that freak her out?
Oh, if a fire alarm rings, or as much as a truck backing up, like a
Hmm.
beep, like
Yeah.
she will tail between her legs and go hide, and she doesn't hide for anything else. She'll just like go find the weirdest snook, like she'll throw herself in between like books or something, like
Hmm.
anywhere that's under and sheltered and hidden, and she just stays like that for like a couple of hours. It's really bad.
I was thinking if
Yeah,
it's between like book stacks, it might help kind of soundproof the sound a little bit.
maybe, yeah, maybe her instinct is just like, no, no, I can't hear this any longer, or I don't know. It's really I'm not sure what happened there, but it makes me feel so sad. And you can't really soothe her either. She's
Hmm.
completely freaked out.
Yeah. That's the way our dog is. He's actually a street dog from Moscow.
Oh,
And we got him at 5 months old, but that was still long enough on the streets that he has a
yes.
lot of fear and trauma. And the worst thing is when the batteries start dying in our smoke detectors, every once in a while it'll make a chirp to let you know
Okay.
that it's time to change the battery. And it just does it once, and then it may not do it again for another hour, but just that once
Yes.
freaks him out and
Oh,
cannot be consoled at all.
can't be consoled. That's terrible. I think she would freak over that single beep as well. There's also, do you ever watch Severance?
No.
So there's a key card. They're often beeping the key cards like to get into the elevator. Okay.
Okay.
I learned that I have to mute it. I have to anticipate that they're gonna do this in the scene and I have to mute it because she also got freaked out over.
Yeah, see, those kinds of things, it would be really interesting to find out why that bothers him so much.
I know. It's all over now. The trauma's there, but like they do live in the present moment, these animals, and
Hmm.
they're just so grateful. You can tell how grateful they are for just being with their new humans.
Oh, yeah. Like, he's
Mm.
so adorable.
You're right. These didn't end up being short at all. We just went on a whole.
Yeah, they never are.
Oh.
Let's see, question 2. You can borrow unlimited magical powers for 24 hours. Will you
Ooh.
choose to use those powers to help someone, prank someone, or to make your own life easier?
Prank? No, probably not prank. I'm too chicken for that. I would love to just like make, I don't know what, because I'd feel like I'd have so much pressure to like do something really awesome. Like I'd like very big that can help a lot of people.
Hmm.
And I don't know what that would be, but I would try to figure it out. Yeah. Like if there's something I can do that would just like help this crappy situation
I
that the world is currently in.
my little vindictive heart, I would actually want to put the rule of 3 into practice. Absolute, undeniable, magical practice forever. So whatever you put out into the world comes back to you 3 times stronger.
Mm, of course, yeah.
So that if you
That's
do bad, it comes back to you 3 times as bad. If you do good, it comes back to you 3 times as good.
Oh, you're saying that's the magic you would put out into
Yeah.
the universe? Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. That's a great idea. I mean, I do think that sort of happens karmically, like down the line, but probably not fast
I was
enough.
going to say, not fast enough. I want it to be instantaneous.
Yeah, 100%. And it probably doesn't always happen in this lifetime too. It's probably like,
Yeah.
okay, well, you'll get a really bad incarnation.
So, yeah. Next life, you're a dung beetle. Enjoy.
For me, it's like, yeah, like we were just speaking about animals. If there's a way I could just like end like the homelessness of animals
Hmm.
somehow. Oh my God, and humanity too. If there's a way that I can just zap that out of like if like everyone is taken care of, boom, they're
Yeah.
done.
That would be wonderful.
Isn't that idealistic?
So, question 3. If you walk into your backyard tomorrow and you find a portal to another realm, but only one person can go through, would you step through, even though you will not know what's on the other side until you arrive?
100%. How could I not step through the portal?
I know, right? I'd be like,
No,
okay.
yeah, yeah. Be like, let's take me away. I'd probably leave a note, of course, and
Yeah.
be like, I don't know where I'm going and when I'm back, but I'm doing this.
Hmm.
No question.
Question 4. If you could choose one magical element or creature and make it exist in our world forever, what would it be?
Ooh, one magical element or creature. Oh my gosh. There are too many possibilities here. Way too many possibilities. So element as in
Like, water magic or air
a
magic. If you
specific
could,
type of magic. Okay.
yeah.
Oh man. I mean, air is great because how badly do I want to transport myself like without having to drive or fly on a plane? Like, can I
Oh, yeah.
fly somewhere? I think everyone would love that. There would be chaos though, just people
Yeah.
flying around. I don't know. Yeah. Otherwise, creatures. I mean, uh, who doesn't want unicorns like
Yeah.
galloping around too? Yeah, I don't know.
Mermaids.
Mermaids, oh, they exist, right? They're in there. Yeah, I think some sort of air magic would be great because I feel like also you can manipulate weather a little bit. Maybe we can use that to like calm some terrible storms. I think
Yeah.
air is a good one.
Yeah. You could definitely reverse tornadoes. That would be lovely. I
Oh,
mean,
that's so scary. Oh my gosh. I don't know how people live like no in those places that like they'll they're often like threatened with that sort of thing, hurricane, tornadoes. I don't think I would be able to live like peacefully. It's such a, I'm very, very scared of those kind of natural disasters. It's a huge fear of mine. I don't know how people deal with it.
Yeah, I'm a Kansas girl.
Oh, there you go.
I lived there for 46 years. There was one time I was babysitting my niece and nephews on the Air Force Base, McCall Air Force Base in Wichita. And just as I was leaving the Air Force Base to go home, tornado sirens started going off.
Oh my gosh.
And I look in the rearview mirror and all I can see was tornado.
Are you
It,
kidding me?
it was an F5 tornado that was a mile wide and it was right behind my car.
That is the most frightening thing I've ever heard.
One of the things I love about living here in Germany, they do not have tornadoes.
Oh my gosh. How long have you been in Germany?
10 years. I miss Kansas. I do not miss tornadoes.
No way. Yeah, how often would Kansas be threatened with that?
Every spring. And sometimes, depending on the weather pattern, sometimes in fall too.
Oh, well, I have to say, I mean, Canada has extreme weather, that's for sure. But I like the change in seasons.
Mhm.
I'm okay with it, even if it gets to minus 20 Celsius. I'll deal with that over a tornado or a
Yeah.
hurricane any day.
Yeah.
Oh,
So now for your final question. See, we're
ooh,
actually getting to the end of this now. I am creating a list to put in our year-end book buying guide of recommendations from authors to readers. So
yay.
when somebody asks you for a book recommendation, who is the first author you always think of?
Oh, I love recommending a fellow indie author, Sonia F. Blanco, who writes a very similar genre to mine, a little bit more like higher YA, I would say. So she writes The Witch of Ware Woods. Sorry, Witch of Ware Woods. My God, it's very tough to say out loud. And it's a trilogy and it's fantastic. I actually, when I was freelance editing, that I met her because I was editing her first book. I was like
Oh,
line editing.
nice.
Yeah, and then I stopped doing that as a like as a profession, and I still fell in love with her stories and followed her, and she's been doing so great. So I love recommending her books. Please go check them out. It's a lot of fun. It's magic and love and all of that stuff. It's set in a beautiful magical forest, which who doesn't love that?
Yeah.
I have to recommend her books. Yes.
So now what is next for you?
I am working on getting this third book out into the world. And then I have two more in my brain that I'm so excited to write. And that's what's next. One is going to be more adult because this one's pretty teen YA, right?
Mhm.
And the other one is giving like Wednesday vibes. Like it's like a little younger but dark fantasy.
Love those.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And it's hard to say an age group, right? Because we enjoy that as adults as well. Like I loved the show Wednesday, right?
Oh, yeah.
So much fun. And that's what's coming up in my brain. What about you?
Oh my gosh. I've got so much stuff that I'm going on because I've got the magazine that I have to get ready to come out. It's our holiday book buying guide, which drops in November. It features every author who has been on the podcast for this season so that if, somebody listened to somebody at the beginning of the season and they wanted to get their book for a present for somebody at Christmas, but they're thinking, I can't remember who it was. Every single author and all of their books are going to be in this magazine that drops for November so that when people are getting ready to go shopping, whether they're filling out their own to be read list or buying gifts for people for the holidays, they can go to one place and find them all.
I love that. That's an amazing project and so supportive of authors.
Well, and I'm trying to teach myself how to create an app where we can turn this into an app on the phone that is constantly updated with each new author.
Oh my gosh, do it. I'm sure there's a way now with all the AI technical aids that we
Mm-hmm.
have now, our assistants.
I actually have been working on this. Plus, I'm getting ready to do a video jumpstart class for people who are not used to doing their own marketing. Because even
Oh,
traditionally
nice.
published authors anymore do not get a lot of marketing support unless there's somebody like Stephen King.
No, exactly. That's what I actually just mentioned that in my talk. I did like an unspoken realities of becoming an author at the
Mhm.
book festival in South Dakota, and that was exactly one of the things I said. Like, be prepared, no matter what route you take, traditional
Mhm.
or indie, you will have to market your butt off.
Mhm. And I want
Yeah.
to teach people how to create a basic media kit.
Yeah, such a valuable tool for authors to have. Yeah.
And so that's what I want to create this kit that teaches people how to write a press release about their work, to put together a one sheet, how to choose good publicity photos, how to give a good interview. Just a very quick, basic startup for people who are wanting to promote their own work.
That's really smart and very needed, I must say.
And it makes my job so much easier when people just have the three basic things: have a one sheet, have a press release that talks about your book and you with a little bio, and
Yeah.
have a few photos. Have one good headshot, one good shot from at least like the waist up, and maybe an action shot where you're somewhere doing a book signing.
Yeah, exactly. I think I sent you those, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and your
Fantastic.
cover art too. Because
Yeah,
have you revealed the cover for your third book?
I have. I recently did, and I
Okay.
got such a great response from it. And that one was a difficult one, I have to say. There's a lot of elements that were important
See, I
that
didn't
made
know if
it.
we could talk about that one yet because it's a
Yeah.
fabulous cover. It's really good.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you think so. Yeah, it was a lot of back and forth this time. I feel like the first two, my cover designer nailed pretty quickly. I just kind of got wowed right away. And the third one, because it's just more complex, we had to go back and forth quite a bit. But of course, she blew it out of the water. Is that the expression? Or
Yeah.
knocked it out of the park or whatever it is. It's just beautiful. She did an amazing job.
And I kind of like the color progression too, because on the wise one, it is this wonderful natural green and kind of
Mhm.
yellow gold sort of color that
Yes.
has very natural tones to it. And then the twin flames, it has like the deep burgundy and then the lighter kind of reddish orange color. It's
Mhm.
almost, kind of a burnt umber with a gold. But then with the eight gateways, that is such a rich, beautiful, a royal kind of blue. And the
Oh,
the
I like
gold is so much brighter. I mean, I think that the cover art actually show a progression of the story in the art.
Oh my God, that means so much that you said that. I really hoped that that was the effect. Thank you so much for saying
Okay.
that. Yeah, and they do become more and more magical and richer.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah,
really love that
nailed
you
it.
said that. Oh, thank you.
I used to be a graphic designer, so I notice a lot of art in.
Oh, so it's even more of an honor that you said that. Wow, coming from a graphic designer.
Now, let's go ahead and remind everybody who you are.
Katie Anglehart, author of the Scottish Girls Trilogy. Book 1 and 2 are out and on Kindle Unlimited if you want to grab it, especially during spooky season. The Wise One and the Twin Flame. And the Eight Gateways, look out for that. That'll be released in the coming months, I would say. We're working on it. So please follow me, KT_Anglehart. On Instagram or on Facebook, or head over to my Substack. I'm also posting on there. And I really do love hearing from my readers. So if you end up grabbing a copy and you're loving it, please let me know what you think.
And one thing I want to start mentioning too, if readers want to take a picture of themselves holding the book up, that is gold to authors.
Oh my God, you don't even know. Yeah, that especially. And you know what? Leaving reviews with the photo or leaving a review in general is very helpful to your favorite authors. Please mark my words. It helps other readers, other like-minded readers find it, and authors rely on those. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
And it doesn't even have to be a long review. It can just be like, I really enjoyed this book and I want to read the next one.
definitely. Definitely. Please shout it out to the world or add it to your to be read on Goodreads if like you want to get to it eventually. But
Hmm.
like shout it out to the world.
And I don't think that most people understand how much that actually helps get authors noticed.
It really does. I don't want to say it's a saturated market because I mean we need stories. We need, like it's tough to stand out, I would say. There's so many beautiful covers and fantasy stories and romantasy now is the next big thing.
Hmm.
It is hard to like get in front of the right readers sometimes. So if you like the book and you can post about it, other people will find it. And it's just kind of a beautiful ripple effect that authors very, very much appreciate.
This has been so much fun talking to you today. I'm so glad we got to do this. I'm going to have to remember to thank your publicist, Mickey, again with Creative Edge.
Yes, he's fantastic, and I'm lucky to have him. I'm lucky to have met you. This has been such a great, easy, breezy talk.
Well, you know how I got you to be on this show is I was really desperate because I had one person drop out at the last minute. I'm like, no, 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 I've got to get this spot done. And I wanted a specific author. I wanted something that was magical, something fantasy, because I wanted it for Halloween.
Yes.
And so I just was like, okay, we're getting a hold of Mickey. Then he's like, here you go.
Oh, I'll have to re-thank him then. What a perfect fit, especially I love that this is coming out right before Halloween. It's absolutely perfect.
I tell you what, I rely on Mickey so much anymore.
Oh yeah. He's fantastic. He's the one who got me the opportunity to speak in South Dakota at the book festival, and it was the best experience ever. So yeah, if you guys can get a publicist to help you out and help meet amazing people like Dianne, go ahead and try to do that.
I tell you, they are like the best like concierge between between
Concierge is
authors
great.
and promoters. It's like the best.
Yes, exactly. It's so helpful. I'm never getting rid of him. Sorry. He'll love hearing that.
Oh yeah. I don't think he minds it whenever we bring it up in the podcast. Thank you again so much for doing this. This is like the perfect show for the last one before Halloween or Samhain, depending on your bend. It's
Yes.
like I absolutely love this time of year, and I thought this would be such a fun interview to have. And I was right. You're a blast.
Oh, thanks. Oh, you too. You're so great at this.
I do love doing this. It's so much fun.
We can tell. It's very easy to talk to you, and I really appreciate you having me.
So there you have it, folks. My interview with the fantastic K.T. Anglehart. Now, just to remind you, the books in her Scottish Scrolls trilogy are Book 1, The Wise One, Book 2, The Twin Flame, and coming very soon is Book 3, The Eight Gateways. Now, the first two books are already available online just about anywhere that sells books, so be sure to go check them out and pick one up for your October reading. Now, next week, we do have a bonus Hauntingly Good Reads author for you. When I put her in the lineup, I knew I wanted to work her in here somewhere, but I had already set up all of the authors for October, and I just couldn't figure out how to work it around to get her in there before Halloween. But it doesn't matter. We're going to have her the week after. Because who doesn't love a really good, intriguing book, no matter what time of year it is? So next week, we're going to be speaking with Heather Ogden, and we're going to be discussing her debut novel, The Betrayal, The Lies We Fear. This book is described as a gripping dystopian fantasy about power, loyalty, and what happens when love is weaponized. Now, just a quick roundup of some of our other news that we have going on. I have actually been able to take the big metal brace off my leg. I still have to use crutches for a while, but I get to see the doctor again on Friday, and I am really seriously hoping I will finally be off all bed rest and can get to physical therapy so I can finally put this whole mess behind me, because I have spent the last 3 months on bed rest, and I am so over this. So keep your fingers crossed for me, people. I need a little luck on this. As far as Burckhardt Books and Book Banter Productions, I did just purchase this week the magazine program to start rebuilding all of our Book Banter magazines on our website at burckhartbooks.com. And I am putting together this year's issue of our Book Banter magazine special issue, our holiday book buying guide for 2025, which will feature all of the authors who have been on the podcast this season. You'll be able to find every single author and the books that we discussed with easy links to click and go on the website, and then we'll also have the print version that you will be able to buy off of Amazon in the future. So be sure to sign up for our mailing list at burckhartbooks.com so you'll be able to be among the first to know when all of these new things are coming. We've got our first romance book coming from D.S. Stevens that we hope to publish in time for our Season 5 opener, our Love Fest that will be going on through February and March. So you want to be sure to not miss out on any of these great things that we've got coming up in the next few months. But I think that's more than enough. I'm running out of time for today. And I hope you all go and have a wonderful Halloween if you celebrate that. And if not, just have a great weekend. But no matter what you do, be sure to go forth and be happy.